council at that point in time can renegotiate an extension on the lease or a new agreement of some sort if the continued operation is of interest. Other than that, that pretty well defines, I think, the obligations and the interests of the city. We're simply making the land available. We try to make sure that we asked Mr. Medeiros to take a look at the proposal, and we think that there's enough, what's the term for all the coverages of liability that we make sure to pass on to the agency that's operating the facility, and will not be incurred by the city of California. I think that it's good for the public in general. I think it's a good partnership that the city can take with the gas authority. It will eventually help all of us, not only the general public, but I foresee the vehicle fleets of the city, hopefully the county, the university. I know the tribe's working on a similar project for themselves, you know, I see a lot of different vehicle fleets that could very likely use CNG as an alternate, more cost-effective energy source. And some conversions are underway in the community as we speak among some of those fleets.
What size of grant did they get? They got a pretty large grant.
It's, boy, I'm afraid you were going to ask that. I can't tell you the specific dollar amount, but I think it's about $900,000. It's almost $1 million grant to build the facility. There will that $900,000 not only covers the facility here, but there will be one over in Adair County as well, and I think it's in Stillwell. Two of the beneficiary communities are from Adair County that belong to the gas authority. And so they're going to be delivering the same kind of facility over there.
And these are quick fill they're putting in, and I think they're going to have a slow fill at the station there.
That's right.
At their warehouse. But this is self-man. I mean, it's a credit card or somewhere you can pull up at the whatever. So once they get it going, they'll accept all credit cards, anything like that.
Well, alternate energy sources are certainly an issue that we've all become aware of in the last few years, and I think that there's a good deal of federal resources behind the promotion and development of these kinds of facilities. So I think that this will be beneficial for the community, and we'd recommend your approval of this. If you've heard enough, if you think we've outlined the details of the lease agreement on the desk, that you consider an action this evening in the form of a motion would be in order.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the agreement between the Northeast Oklahoma Public Facilities Authority and the City of California. I think this is a fine step forward that I think that we're going to really benefit the community.
Next, we have discussion and possible action on allowing the county and the Tahlequah Fire Departments to collect money on the street for the annual MDA Boot Drive to be held on September 4, 2010. Joe Williford explains.
This is our normal yearly request.
Coming to council to make the request because it's prohibited otherwise by ordinance. Any questions, comments, or motion?
I'll make the motion we approve the request.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second.
Next up, we have discussion and possible action to approve the contract with the Oklahoma Department of Correction for inmate labor. Kevin Smith explains.
And just to clarify, we've heard through the grapevine back from the street department that the Department of Corrections may be pulling the inmate labor from the Muskogee facility to a different regional facility, so we don't know what that means in terms of logistics. And that would be let me just say that that's a very serious blow to street department and to a lot of street-related maintenance operations in the community.
They're going to check and see if we get some intact. Like I said, if we do lose them for whatever reason, I mean, it wasn't anything that the city did like that. It was just.
I think this is another artifact of state budget cuts and an agency trying to figure out how to consolidate some services and reduce some costs, but it comes at a great cost to communities like ours. That work program that we have with the Department of Corrections, the average citizen sees the results of that every day. The weed eating, the brush clearing, the assistance on road crews is just everywhere in the community. So we'll do everything that we can to make sure that we communicate our interest in continuing to get access to those services.
I just wonder why it would cost the Department of Corrections any money.
Maybe just operation of the whole facility at Muskogee that they're trying to get closed down and consolidated into a different facility. That's what I've gathered so far.
For whatever reason, I mean, they sent us the contract, and I guess they've placed it on the agenda, so within a week's time, this thing turns from entering into a contract to where this is your last week, so it's whatever. So, they're gonna move them or something.
So request a table, bring it back next meeting. By then, we hope to have some feedback from corrections as to what the alternatives might be.
Yeah, and by that, we maybe gonna bring it from TAF. So, okay, we have a next door.
Thank you for joining us and watching the July 6, 2010 Tahlequah City Council meeting report. This episode is available on intv.me. Once again, we would like to thank our sponsors, Century 21 Wright Real Estate. I'm Cheryl Shepard. Until next time.